So we couldn't have asked for more perfect weather, and today is not the kind of day that we built this project for. I'd like to welcome all of you. My name is Charlotte Katzenmoyer. I'm the CEO of Capital Region Water, and thank you for coming today to celebrate the completion of a project that will help ensure more than 60,000 Dauphin County residents have access to safe drinking water during emergencies. As many of you know, Capital Region Water is the steward of the Harrisburg area's water system, and this project is one of many examples of how our board of directors, staff, and partners are making smart infrastructure investment to best serve our community. What stands behind me is a 750 kilowatt generator system capable of supplying emergency power for Capital Region Water's drinking water system, the treatment facility, the water services center, where you first came in the gate, and has been funded thanks to a $812,000 grant from Dauphin County's Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Program. Before I turn it over to other speakers, I just want to say thank you to everyone that made this project possible. Our board of directors, who continues to support our need for capital investments, Dave Stewart, our director of engineering, Mike McFadden, our director of water operations, and his water operations staff, and Gannett Fleming, our consultant. Jamie Shambaugh is here representing Gannett Fleming. And with special thanks to the Dauphin County Commissioners and to George Connor, Executive Director of Dauphin County's Office of Community and Economic Development. So with that, I'd like to introduce our speakers. Jeff Haste with Dauphin County Commissioners, who will be here shortly, hopefully. Mike Priest, Dauphin County Commissioner, will say a few words.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. It is great to be here. I echo your comments about George Connor and his leadership here in this project, and also Dave Black, the great work that you have been, are doing, and will continue to be doing for the Capital Region. And Capital Region Water, congratulations on this milestone event. It's also great to be here with Mayor Papenfuss. Thank you for your leadership and the great things that are happening in the city under your direction. You know, when we were contacted about giving this $812,000 Community Development Block Grant, federal disaster recovery money, it's something all three of the commissioners, Jeff Haste, George Harwick, and I got behind immediately, because we understand the significance of this project and the amount of people it's going to impact, not just in the city of Harrisburg, but also Susquehanna Township, Lower Paxton Township, Swatara Township, and parts of Pembroke. So this is something that is near and dear to us. Also, as we know from federal disaster funding, these 100-year floods that we get, the tornadoes, the other types of environmental issues that we faced, these 100-year floods don't take 100 years anymore. We've had several of those just in the last 8 years since I've been a county commissioner. And as oversight of economic development, again, I want to thank George Connor for bringing this to the forefront, and as oversight myself of the Emergency Management Agency in Dauphin County, I do realize the importance of emergency preparedness, and this is one small way that we are able to help. And Capital Region Water, thank you for the great things that you are doing for the residents throughout Dauphin County and the region. So this is a great day, a momentous occasion for the folks in Dauphin County who will be impacted, the 60,000 plus, and it's just an honor to be here today and see this piece of machinery that is quite significant and will help tens and tens of thousands of people. Thank you very much.
Now I'd like to introduce Mark Kurowski, the board chair for Capital Region Water.
Morning, everybody. I can tell everybody's just as stoked as me to be standing here next to this giant piece of equipment on this beautiful Tuesday. So we're all aware, obviously, that providing public water supply is just a vital part of our everyday lives. So the loss of that water service clearly has some significant impacts to public health, as well as economic impacts, anywhere from threatened health conditions to water needs for fire suppression. We need to provide that secure and resilient water infrastructure, it's essential to economic vitality, and maintaining confidence in local services here in the city and in Dauphin County. So before this generator was installed, CRW had the ability to provide drinking water in an emergency situation, but it was somewhat limited. It was based on our available storage capacity, which honestly was probably in the 3-day range. We clearly recognized coming out of some of the power outages that happened during Tropical Storm Lee in 2011 that we needed to pick that up and to provide much more resiliency and redundancy for our system. So we've got this right here at our Water Service Center, an electrical backup so that in the event of an electrical outage, we can continue to provide safe drinking water during extended emergencies. This is also coming out of some work that we've done with EPA as part of their Climate Ready Water Utility Partnership. Included in that effort are things that we've evaluated which are considered black sky events, which are things considered high impact, uncertain probability events with the potential to cause severe infrastructure damage and long duration power outages lasting extended periods of time. So what you have here is a piece of equipment in a project that basically addresses a good chunk of those concerns and issues. This now gives us access to electricity to maintain drinking water operations that, when you combine it with the rest of our storage facilities and system, allow us to provide safe drinking water for an extended period of time, even without an operating electrical grid, which is just a huge component for our users in our community. So a big shout out to CRW's leadership, staff, my fellow board members, and certainly our ratepayers who have all stepped up to tackle aging infrastructure challenges just like this one. We absolutely cannot do a project like this without the support of our good friends at the County Commissioner's Office, Dauphin County Economic Development, George Conner and his team, the support of the mayor and the city. It's a collaborative effort, it always is, and we're super thankful to all the folks who've been involved with this project. Specifically to the County Commissioners, a big thank you for the funding that you provided, helping ensure that we can continue providing safe drinking water to our over 60,000 residents. The state capital, hospitals, schools, and other large water-dependent businesses during emergencies. I sincerely appreciate and enjoy our partnership and look forward to more collaboration in the future. So thank you all again to everyone who's participated in any facet of this project. It's a big deal for us. We're kind of out here hidden in the back of the property, but that's kind of what we do. We're kind of behind the scenes and under the radar a little bit. So thank you all for being here today and for supporting the project. Thank you.
Now lastly, but most importantly, I'd like to introduce Mayor Eric Papenfuss.
Well, we have a beautiful, beautiful day here. It's good to see so many people. I wanted to start by thanking Dauphin County and the county commissioners. You know, when Tropical Storm Lee ripped through Harrisburg and I think exposed the need for this generator, it also left behind a very visible fissure underground in the South 14th Street area of Harrisburg that eventually opened up and became a sinkhole, which swallowed up a portion of that neighborhood. And we worked very closely with George Conner and the county, and they helped ensure that some of this federal funding would also go to be a portion of the funds needed to remediate that sinkhole. And they stood side by side with us as we lobbied the federal government for more. And we were successful in getting that sinkhole to be covered with disaster mitigation funds for the first time anywhere in the country. That demolition is finishing now, and it will be a beautiful green space shortly. The county has been extremely supportive of projects such as these, especially under the leadership of Commissioner Prees and his emergency management team. This is not the first, but the second emergency backup generator we've dedicated in Harrisburg. We also did one with county funding for Homeland, which has provided an amazing resource there. So thank you to Dauphin County for your continued support. And thank you to Capital Region Water for your continued collaboration with the city. If you look around Harrisburg and you see a lot of the work which is going on, much of that represents very, very close collaboration between the city and Capital Region Water. I'll give you two examples. If you drive down 3rd Street and you see all the wonderful bump outs and the green stormwater infrastructure which is going inside those, that is a 100% collaborative project between CRW and the city, which is going to pay dividends for years to come. It is currently wrapping up. I am assured that the paving will be occurring and completed by the end of this year. And then we can look to future collaborative projects like 2nd Street Two-Way and other transportation needs for the city. Also, we've had great success working with Capital Region Water in renovating all of our parks and playgrounds in the city of Harrisburg. We recently did 5. We've got some grant funding before the Commonwealth now for a 6th, doing things like pervious pavement for the basketball courts and rain gardens and all sorts of great stormwater infrastructure. So the partnership is very, very strong. I am incredibly proud at all that this board has been able to accomplish and all the work that Capital Region Water is doing, because having clean, safe, reliable, world-famous drinking water is a key to any type of economic revitalization. And I'm very pleased to say we're about to undergo the new census, and that census is going to show that for the first time in 70 years, the city is starting to grow its population again. And none of that would not be possible without the foundation of clean, safe drinking water. One thing that I learned that I thought maybe you'd find interesting, I was trying to figure out exactly what the generator does and how it works, but in the old days it was all a gravity system, and the water used to flow from the DeHart Dam, and gravity would literally power it to the top of Reservoir Park, and then it would be taken down to all the homes in Harrisburg. That natural flow was sort of interrupted when this plant was built, and now the water is of course treated, and then it has to be pumped. It has to have electricity and energy to pump it up to the reservoir in Reservoir Park, and that's what this generator in part will ensure happens in the event of an emergency. So it's a fascinating infrastructure, historic infrastructure that we have here at the city. And I just want to thank everyone for their collective efforts to help the city grow. We're seeing unprecedented economic growth in Harrisburg, over $1 billion in projects planned within the city limits over the next decade. Everything from the new federal courthouse, which is very much underway, to the proposed Harrisburg University office tower, which is coming, to all of the amazing infrastructure projects planned by Capital Region Water. So more to come, and congratulations to Capital Region Water on this beautiful day.
Now I'd like to invite our guests up to help us cut the ribbon.
5, 4,